This is where I was doing flip. I do think they definitely lowballed his ass. I think they tried to fuck him.
Yeah.
I'm happy that he saw it. I'm happy he was smart enough. One thing that he said that was very smart. He said when they went to renegotiate, he said everything kind of went downhill when they went to renegotiate with him a year early.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to renegotiate. So that's when things started changing. He was smart enough to know that if you want to renegotiate with me now, I must be worth more because why y'all want to lock me in so bad?
And they wanted to lock him in. I think, is it before that they were in negotiations with Gimlet and all of that?
Yeah.
It was before that.
Because it was before a lot of the big deals. I mean, which business-wise is smart because you want to do it so people don't run the number up. But, and another thing, this is what I said about Joe. So Joe and those rants went on a big creativity rant. And I won't even call it a rant because I took so much out of it. Actually, it was educational. Talking about owning your shit.
Yeah.
You know, making sure you don't let these companies get the creative control and you keep ownership of your brand, so they can't, you know, as we saw, look, Nick Cannon's for example. Nick Cannon made Wild Now. Wild Now is his, but he don't own the name. Now, Nick Cannon, I fuck with Nick Cannon. I think whatever he starts on Netflix or one of these networks, I actually think he's gonna do something on Netflix. I think it's gonna be successful. He's Nick Cannon. He's a hard-working dude.
Yeah, he's a hard
but it's fucking sad that he don't own. Like that just shows you, like, yo, keep creative control of your shit and not just that, but own your brand. Own it so if something ends.
And it's so sad that someone of color doesn't own BET.
I mean, somebody did, Bob Johnson,
did, but
he sold it off.
He sold it off.
And so I look at that, I'm like, this is important. What he's saying is important. Like, we got to make sure. And one thing he said too, he said, yo, if one of these black networks is willing to sign you, like Revolt and Tidal, if they're willing to give you the same money the white dude is, you need to go over there. But my only thing was, wow, what he said I took a lot of gems out of, I felt it was a little hypocritical because I felt like would he have been sharing that game had Spotify given him the money he wanted? That's what I sat and thought, I said, you're telling me to be creative, tell me on my brand. You're talking about the white company. You're saying, you know, you brought a story about Hove, and Hove, you asked him for the analytics, Hove said, no, I'm not giving it to you, because Hove knew this white company's not going to give it to you either.
Yeah.
All the stories were great. All the branding was great. All the, you know, you brought up when Bill Simmons signed Van Lathan, and you were like, well, Van, why would you sign with him when you can start your own shit at Revolt or something like that? Great shit. But would you have told me that as Spotify gave you the $200 million?
Point. That's a good point.
And you had never said any of this. No, don't get twisted. He supported creative. Let me be clear.
He been giving gem, but not like that.
I want to make sure I don't keep some context. Actually, I love Joe. I think Joe's podcast is great. So I will just now I'm biased. Like I love Joe. But so I do think and Joe has supported creatives. So I don't want to make this seem like Joe's supported by himself. Joe's actually very supportive. But on that, like you said, on that tier game,
that was never given a game.
And he's never, and I just was like, if Spotify wouldn't have did that, would you have given that? Because I felt like if they would have given you $200 million, you might have just kept giving little pieces, but never the full meal. And that wasn't even the full meal. He gave out.
I think he toned the meal down.
He gave
out.
It was
probably a happy meal. It wasn't the Travis Scott meal. You know what I'm saying? He gave us a happy meal. It wasn't the full Travis Scott. It was crazy.
And I watched it. I said I took a lot of it.